Hey guys, how's it going? I'm your urgoodpalghosttie, and today we're playing more Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc. Whoa. So we are about to enter into the second trial. We're gonna try to figure out who killed Chihiro, so let's just go.
So, is everyone ready to what? Am I blind or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Toko's not here. I forgot all the voices again.
And Toko is...
You really don't remember?
Come on! Kidding, I'm kidding. How could I forget that nut job? She's a crucial part of this class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie, I'll go ahead and drag her out here kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please.
Alright, so he's gonna go get Toko. And just like that, he said... And just like he said, a few minutes later, he reappeared dragging Toko behind him. I told you I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible, you're terrible.
Phew, now everyone's here, right? Okay then, hustle onto the elevator and let's get the show on. I'll see you guys down.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think we have a choice to skip the class trial. So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Poor Chihiro. Somebody made the choice to kill a girl like that. Terrible! The murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. Okay, let's do this.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. Then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened. And
I meant to put it on auto and I accidentally skipped it.
Will graduate. Okay then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
Well, I know the murder weapon was the dumbbell. Somebody told me to let all of the dialogue go through, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna listen to all the dialogue first, and then...
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I believe it's this
I
part.
bet it was an iron pipe.
No, maybe it's this part.
Interesting. That certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
Okay. There was something wrong with the book saying on it. Yeah, it's the
Chihiro's
dumbbell.
fatal injury.
It was an iron pipe.
There we go. Got
No,
it.
that's wrong.
I'm getting better at this thing, I think.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell? Found at the scene of the crime?
Yes, I believe so. There was
It
blood all
covered
over
in
it.
blood. And there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
Yeah, I agree.
You looked at her head wound?
Well, obviously, why wouldn't she?
So creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Oh? Yeah, we, were already making that assumption, but... I don't think it was. at the case file.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
No, it's wrong.
Alright. I didn't let all the things go through, but sorry.
I
like
might
to go
know
ahead and
one
do
reason he
my
could be
thing.
involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth, so let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No.
No.
Bloodlust.
It's actually bloodlust.
Bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
It's that they're suspended, right? Can't remember. Yeah, it's the... how the victim is
I
positioned.
got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way.
In
Other
the
than
cross
the killer,
position.
the only people who
Like
know about
crucifix.
this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials
I mean, it
were
could be
aware of it?
him too. Like, he was the only one that was
There's
like
only one
super
logical
interested in
answer
it.
I can
Like
think
the
of.
case files and
It's
stuff.
because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
Oh my gosh, just call her out like that.
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
What?
Oh my gosh, really?
Okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Oh, but wait, the
Is Toko Genocide Jack?
the,
The answer
the
is yes
Genocide
and
Jack
no.
has DID.
Another riddle? Man, why's this gotta be so complicated?
I know the answer. Not be Toko. The answer is that she's multiple people. Yeah, she's got DID.
Now I understand.
Okay.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They
That was
thought
really
the
hard for
suspect
me
might
for some
have-
reason.
What did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
Her behavior. Her behavior did change. So
I got it!
yeah, after she fainted,
You're
she like
talking
lost her
about how
stutter
she
and
started
everything.
acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
She was like completely different, like laughing about him and stuff. And she did that whole, like, weird poem. That was
acting
weird.
Funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm.
Right.
In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
Oh.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
Because she is Genocide Jack. I won't let Genocide Jack have control. Yeah, remember I was talking about this. I'll drive out the killer, I'll drive out the murderous fiend. Yeah.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in.
Keep herself from getting out?
It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie.
Oh, what?
Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised! I can't believe you lied!
You
I
have
can.
only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to.
Byakuya
This
is
the
awful,
real
but
world,
also
not
this is
some
really
romantic
important.
fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
Oh yeah, she was talking about not letting her promise be broken. Or
You
her
said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless.
I know with DID
What a
it is like
disappointment.
almost impossible to control it because there's like triggers
Well,
and stuff.
The opening act
And it's
is
like a
nearly
completely
finished.
different person.
All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person you don't mean.
Oh, we gonna get to meet Genocide Jack? Oh shoot! Oh!
Hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Oh my gosh, she is completely different!
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
Okay.
What the fuck is this? Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality! So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
Look at her tongue!
So intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body!
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom,
Oh.
or how in the depths of
There
every
it
truth
is again.
lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
I like her laugh too. This is the murderous fiend Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane. It is insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Oh, look at her
Some of
get all
us think
sweet.
You might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing,
I don't know, they kinda sound the
police
same.
and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
Oh. I'm about to say she's getting really poetic there.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death.
I don't think so, though. I don't
There's
think it's that
clearly
easy.
a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
I guess, but
Very, very, very interesting.
surely it's not that
Sorry,
simple.
As much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah, I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Goodness. She jumps right onto that monster word. Maybe she's totally right about that, but maybe something's still bothering me. Yeah, it's too easy. But she said I need to get some more details about all of this. I agree. I think that there's more. Status of the dead body. Okay. Yeah. Genocide Jack is...
But I didn't kill anyone.
Oh my gosh.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What
No,
more
it doesn't.
proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Okay. I already know that that's not true.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really?
Perhaps if you had an
Oh, an alibi.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches.
There.
No, that's wrong.
They don't match completely because she uses scissors to murder people and
Are
not
the methods
blunt
of murder
objects.
really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things.
Yeah.
Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Okay.
This is no creation of mine!
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Okay. No, there's two. He's right about the two. The injury, yeah. They were all
the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors.
Yeah. Very specific looking scissors, too.
Blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Could you please stop comparing killing people to
Yeah, honestly.
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
Yeah, obviously. It's the way, yeah, the way she was suspended, the scissors held up the other people, which, strong scissors, jeez. What was used to suspend her?
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her?
Compared to the
used
Genocide
some
Jack
kind of
cases,
rope
this
to
one's
hang her up
was
by
like
her
super
wrists.
sloppy, you know?
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement! Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Oh, there's more?
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a
Oh,
look at
wait,
who
all of
victims were
the
in each
victims,
Genocide Jack case.
they were all
There's a
male,
pattern
weren't they?
there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Patterns surrounding the Genocide Jack victims and Chihiro didn't fit. If you look at the names of every victim, you'll notice is she couldn't have killed Chihiro because Chihiro was her lover. Oh. She's a girl.
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye, right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Yeah, they're all male.
They were all guys?
That's
Yeah.
right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
I'm so embarrassed.
What's wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged man-madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
But she only kills them because
You've clearly
she
explained
likes
your hobby
them.
and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Yeah, but she wouldn't have targeted one of the girls. She would have targeted one of the guys if that was the case.
Kerr?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That's true too. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
That does make some amount of sense.
Yeah, she'd want to
Whatever
live.
reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, does she have some? Oh, she does have some.
She's fully equipped. That's right, so I can kill anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you.
I mean, I believe her.
Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. The rope's totally out of the question anyway.
Well, it was a court. It wasn't really
no idea
real.
what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
In this case, yeah, I think she could.
The body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about
But
it.
Byakuya knew about that.
Yeah.
Maybe I just want Byakuya to
That's
be
why we figured it had to be the real deal.
a killer
not some
because
copycat killer or whatever.
she'd be God. Excuse me, goodness. Select Byakuya, because he was the only one who was like so into it, right? Oh, there he is.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it?
Yeah, he would have
You had
known
no
to begin
problem
with.
gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
But that also seems way too easy.
He rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
The entire time you've been suspicious.
Looking back
The whole time you've been talking about how you were gonna win and everything, so.
Acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
Yeah, and he knew exactly where to go. Very suspicious indeed, wouldn't you agree? Yeah?
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a
Either
guy,
he's a pervert or he knew about
I
it
should
the
have
whole
naturally
time.
thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
But you didn't know that at the
Nothing
time.
strange about that, I'd say.
on the contrary, there's something very strange.
Yeah,
Okay,
how
then.
would you have known
What's
about
so
that?
strange about it? Go ahead. Share with the rest of the class.
You ain't going to intimidate me, Byakuya. Yeah? Clear your contradiction. Yes. I know exactly why. Okay, so I got the flashbacks now. I don't understand how to use it, so we're just gonna
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity...
Okay, wait, let me look at this really quick.
That's a natural reaction for any guy.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So, of course, I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless
I
distractions.
think that's what it is.
What's so strange about that?
You wish you'd taken me with you.
Weirdo.
Yeah, was acting kind of weird before we found him. But he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity to check...
That's a natural reaction.
The victim was Chihiro.
No!
There we go. I got it now. I was trying to figure out how the whole thing worked.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
No, it's not. I feel like that makes perfect
What's wrong?
sense.
Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. Got him cornered and he's acting like it's got nothing to do with him. He's kind of a narcissist, so.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is, I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh?
That's it?
Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The difference between this case and other Genocide Jack murders. Evidence proves responsible. What could it be? Well, he's the only one that could have known about the stuff. Oh, he did have the library desk lamp. Cord.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right. It absolutely was.
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Yes. He did see it because he was the one who was using it.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library.
Why is the
more
book
than
so
once,
tiny? It
haven't
looks
you?
like it's incredibly small,
And the
doesn't
same
it?
extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message.
No, I think that...
I intentionally made it look like Genocide
Maybe
Jack
Chihiro
was behind
isn't
it. Is that
or
about
she's
right?
trans. Maybe. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned as if he's not involved. Wait, not even involved.
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
The music's so
I don't
intense.
disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? so he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath.
Why is he saying it like
All
that?
that bothers you.
Because you're in the girls' locker. Well, I mean, he would have had the. He did know about the things. Something's not right. Found in the girls' locker room. But what does that mean? Can I really just accept what Byakuya said? Well, all the stuff was switched around, so. Something off about what he said. The scene of the crime. Yeah, I think that happened in the boys' locker room. It was all switched around.
Locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I do. I always have a reason.
I believe I do.
Did I just take you off your guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up until now, didn't realize that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that the murder took place somewhere else. There was something that was switched between the boys' and girls' locker rooms. There was a couple things that were switched. The locker room and the two posters. But I think the two posters are what it's talking about.
I got it!
Yeah, okay.
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive 𝒑𝒏𝒅s were totally fake!
I don't know.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band 𝒑𝒠𝒏𝒅. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Yeah, the carpets.
Protein
There was a stain.
coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
It was switched. It was moved. Ooh. Boys locker room.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Did we bring
Then,
it? How did we...
does that mean that the carpets were switched too?
Yeah.
But why would anyone do that?
to move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible.
Because wasn't there blood on the other carpet and everything? So like, it would
In
make
other
sense.
words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Yeah, because they had the like readers. The stolen ones. Yeah.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after all.
She was, but
I'm sure that would have been no problem for her. No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem. Leon's handbook, of course.
there we go. Yeah, I was right there. There we go. I think I'm just overcomplicating this whole game.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
No.
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited.
That's what
it
I was
says
gonna say.
nothing about borrowing. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup! Hit the nail square on the noggin!
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said.
No.
She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook! The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring!
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
Well, we know it's not
It
wrong.
seems like
'cause
there's
it
no
has
way
to
she
be
could have got into the boys' locker room.
switched.
So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro's killing the girls' locker room and Byakuya's the one who did it, really? No, I don't think so.
Hold on a second.
Thank you,
I agree
Kirigiri.
with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait! Just what do you think you're doing?
Can we take a break from the trial?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Where are we going? Before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was... scene of the crime.
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands? No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm freaked out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
Okay.
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together for a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her
Be
body.
sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
What? Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
Oh! I was right!
So
she is trans.
Actually, interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
What?
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then... it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, was really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial.
Wait, so is Chihiro trans, or was Chihiro just a guy that liked to dress as a girl?
Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy, that never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course
His handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
Okay.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
That's true.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't
Probably
understand
by the
motive
person
for
that
moving
he
the
was
body,
supposed to meet,
but
right?
yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't be
Well,
the killer.
without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Why?
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
But why?
I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Okay.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, at least this is going on. Then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing that we can be sure about the killer. It was a guy, right? Killer is a guy.
I got it!
To crime scene in the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Oh, probably talking about it.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
No, Celeste saw her. Him. Ben. I don't know. They're all saying him, so I'm gonna say him.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
I'm kind of getting furry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
The marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Do we?